I've not changed clothes. I've not left the room. Almost the entirety of this series is being recorded in one day. Let's get back to it. We have left childhood and we are moving into adolescence. We have just ended childhood. Alright, so here's where we are now, okay? So here's a summary of what's happened so far. We've grown up in a rough household, in a rough environment where you're born into determines where you stay. Okay? So it's like a caste system, and it's very strict and very severe. So we were born into a lowly childhood. Our father is royalty, but because he married a lowly woman. We, his children, and my boy Burmp, we are lowly people as well, which means that we are pretty much the rejects of society. But Burmp, you see, with a name like Burmp, is a stubborn, obstinate child who loves his family, and well, at least most of them, and he's gonna do what he wants. He's gonna do what he wants, which is leading us now to where we are. So, quick review of what happened. We're supposed to receive a lot, which is like not necessarily a punishment, but like we're supposed to receive something in accordance to what we're born into. If we're born into nobility, we kiss the sword, and it's a goodbye to the life of suffering and a hello to a life of luxury and learning. If you're born into a lowly family, you receive pain and suffering and hard work. And so it's either kiss the sword or take the lash. I was supposed to take the lash, and I jumped up and grabbed hold of the sword with my bare freaking hands and forcibly kissed the sword. Which has left us with what we've got here. So, we got a level 4 of determination, which is stop doing that, which means I'm resolute. I'm pretty sure that by the end of this, I'm going to get up to adamant. My perception represents how attentive you are to other people. Not at all. Not freaking at all. But that's not really what I'm so worried about. What I'm worried about here is the willpower. I'm worried about the willpower because, like, I use up so much of this. And right now, I'm so used up out of my willpower that I can't do anything. Now, ideally, I would love to have, like, at about a 0, which is ready for action. That gives me about a good 2 risky things that I can do. But I haven't died yet. So, we're okay so far. So, let's see what happens next. We have advanced from Chapter 1 into Chapter 2. And let's see. Of course, you guys know me. I've got to... sloshy sound. I've got to spastically check to make sure that I'm recording, which I am, and we are good. Okay. Chapter 2, Adolescence. I'm assuming that we're either sent to school or something of that nature. You've lived in this world for 8 years now. Okay, 8 years old. Gotcha. As you grow older, life grows more complex. The world of your childhood was limited to your house and your family, but now the realm is expanding and it includes your neighborhood, the nearby houses, the streets of the ancient city of Anazote. A question now looms over you, growing more pressing with each passing year. What will your place be in this vast outside world? Few people in the blessed Archnean Empire trouble themselves with this question. It's not with a... I don't know if you guys heard that. Sorry, that was the sound of my video finishing processing. Episode 1, funny enough. It is not with a man or woman's power to choose. Their destiny is predetermined by their birth and those who bore them. And yet, this particular birth has granted you a choice. Your father is a man of nobility, a worthy example in matters of duty and honor. Your mother's a commoner of lowly estate, humility and patience made flesh. And your sky blaze day and night, the light of the shining pillar, the beacon of the clergy. Your Your back bears the mark of the lash. Will you accept this drudgery and suffering that is the lot of the low-born for your entire life? Or will you follow in the footsteps of your father and your father's father and fight for the right to serve the empire as a noble of the mantle? Perhaps you will follow the twin god's word and offer spiritual guidance to others? The answer lies out there in the vast, terrifying world. What awaits you beyond the walls of your home? What we've kind of been doing, and the way that I think that Burmp has kind of been living, is like, the gods really don't seem to be a big deal to him. Now we've opened up some new areas. We've opened up 3 new areas. We've got relations, map of the empire, and the province, which I don't think I have. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Current balance of power and the Mandarin rules over the province. Ooh. Okay. So these are things that are happening around us. We get to see more of the outside world now. Now this is becoming a lot. This is the kind of thing I would love to be a part of creating one day. All right, so Patriarch of the Market Province, founder of the new faith. He was the first to defy the laws established in the teaching of Isatias. I am betting you that Burmp is going to end up following after Magra. But let's see. Don't know too much else here. Alright, so let's keep going. These are events that can happen to the Brante family in this chapter. We've got Gloria's Secret. Oh, I'm excited. You know what? Stefan's disgrace. Yeah, that's gonna happen. That's gonna be interesting. I wonder if they're... You know what? Admonition. Okay, you know what? Let's just get to it, okay? Events in the personal life of the hero, matters of the heart, experience your first romantic feelings, revelation of the tree, Sophia saved. Okay, gotcha. So right now, so these are things I start out at a 0. Like nobility is at a 0, unprincipled, ingenuity, slow, mundane. Okay, gotcha. Mundane. What's the other ones? Soulful. Blessed by the gods. I am not going to be blessed by the gods. I know that already. Inner strength. My willpower is still exhausted, and I'm untouched by death. Okay. All right, cool. So now we're going to continue, and I'm probably going to have to go check those other things more often now, because the further I get, the more important they're going to be. I've got no willpower, so I'm not going to be able to make very many choices. But that makes sense, because I'm just starting off in a new part of the world. The family expects more and more of you as you grow up. Teachers and tutors hired by your father keep you on your toes at all times. Your life these days is dedicated to studying for your future, the future of the Brante family. Your younger brother Nathan keeps growing up too. He can hold a conversation now. You never refused him when he comes to play, provided that you have a bit of free time with your demanding lessons. It's a rainy day today. Father and mother have gone to a ball, and they left Nathan in your care. You lose track of time over the books sitting down, and Nathan goes off and alone to splash in a creek. Soon you hear his voice begging you to come outside. He's on the porch, sobbing, all covered in dirt. You walk up to him, and he continues to bawl. That's all I can. I push my hand, they can call me that. It sounds fancy, fanciful. I called and said I go, brother, he's still there. You have to go punish him. Burp. Nathan points out his a lopsided wooden house. I was saying a lopsided person. I was like, that's a little pointed for your age, Nathan. You see 2 boys lingering there. Nathan's probably, 5? 2 boys lingering there on the porch. They are clearly both commoners, but far from poor. One of them is almost as tall as Nathan, and he frowns in a funny way just like him. The other looks older, almost your age, but he's more broad-shouldered and taller. His name is Tomas. You've heard it before. Uh-oh. That's him. I feel like he's just going to get stupider and more high the longer that he lives. Nathan points to the younger boy and hides behind your back. Tomas grins and rolls up his sleeves to reveal strong forearms. Must have been helping his father with manual labor for quite some time.
Listen up, rich boys. We don't give a darn about your friendships. We don't let nobody call our home a stinking rat hole. Your brother earned his ditch dive. Maybe next time he'll dress normal and stop picking fights with people who can throw him into the mud.
I am so sorry, dude, if I don't remember this voice. Hands clench at the fist before you react. Ooh. Nathan first, but no wonder what they did the same. That's how it goes. Pushing your brother into a ditch is too much. Tomas stands tall, all confident. He sees no threat in you. You're about to get ready for a fight when you feel a tug on your sleeve. Turn your head to see Nathan, the one who started the whole mess. We're gonna see what he has to say. I don't care what the other options were. This is the more important one. Nathan keeps tugging on your sleeve harder and harder. Finally, you turn and look at him.
Don't fight him, please. Look, it's huge. Let's go home. Who cares about them? You're all sweaty. Been a few hours since I had a good toke. I could use a good hit right now.
And I already forgot your voice, dude.
You gonna listen to your little brother and walk away like a coward?
I'm just gonna give you a southern voice.
All you rich boys are chickens, do nothing but squawk. When your push comes to shove, you run home to mommy.
I don't even care what voice I'm giving you now. Now he's done it. Your patience has run out. You swing at Tomas and he jumps back, surprised by your assault. It takes him a moment to compose himself, but now he's ready. His fists cover his face and he attacks you with a quick jab. Now it's your turn to take a step back. You started trading blows and huffing and puffing with rage, the younger brother's gawking at the sight. Tomas does not resort to any fancy moves, dirty tricks, or stupid taunts. He plays nothing but skill earned in many a street fight. And his heavy fists aim for your head. You keep dodging him again and again, trying to reach him. He keeps taking a couple of glancing blows, but easily shakes them off. What a bruiser. Start swinging your fists with greater and greater fury. Your heart is pounding like a hammer, and you see nothing but the foe in front of you. How much longer will this take? You're worn out, your breath goes ragged, and your muscles grow heavy, and this is probably not from very long of fighting. When you're in a tussle like this, like, it doesn't take very long for you to get tired because your adrenaline's just so freaking high. There's no way you can give up now. Nathan is watching. This desperate knot of options, you swing and punch Tomas square in the nose and immediately let his fist smack you in the temple. The blow rings through your head like a bell and blinds you for a moment. The world swims before your eyes. You clutch at your head to get your bearings. Tomas is standing in front of you, blood dripping from his nose. You no longer want to fight it out. It seems your opponent would rather end it too. But you keep standing there, eyeing each other angrily. Then suddenly you hear an angry shout right next to you. An enraged man in a craftsman apron is shaking his fist. Tomas's face contorts in terror right away. Am I not putting blood drips right where I need to read?
That's my father, run!
Punishment for fighting is flogging, and the mere prospect of that makes you run like the wind. Tomas sprints in front of you. You dash across the wooden planks of the back alley and up over a lopsided fence and across a giant puddle in one leap, and then forward into the tall grass. You hide there and stay quiet. You hear no sounds of pursuit. You exchange glances with Tomas and start laughing. His laughter is loud and infectious. But soon he cuts it short and grows sadder.
I'm gonna get flogged anyways. My dad's always quick to give me a beating, and then he'll start nagging me about lots and prayers for days like he always does, and what do I always get myself mixed up in this stuff? But fighting's the only way to prove you're anything, right?
The adults didn't see you fighting, you tell them. So all you have to do now is convince them you weren't. Nosebleeds happen, right? Mother gets nosebleeds all the... Oh no. Mother gets nosebleeds all the time.
Well, we could try. Let's hope our little brothers don't tell on us.
I'll talk to mine. There's a scratch on your head and don't let them see it. Good thing I didn't hit you in the face. There, good as new.
You assure him that Nathan would never tell, and in return, you make sure that he behaves himself so that he won't get tossed into a ditch again. With that, you shake hands with Tomas, and his handshake's strong as you would expect based on his fists. Dude, you just took on a scary kid. You make your way out of the tall grass. Just 1 year ago, you grabbed the freaking sword. I can't get past that. You freaking grabbed... Anyways, moving on. Make your way out of the tall grass. You need to leave before Tomas's father goes to your family and complains about you breaking your lot. Come to a realization on the way back. You had no idea the place where you were hiding even existed, and it wasn't too far from home. Tomas smiles in excitement when he hears this.
Oh, I know lots of places like that. I tell you what, we get out in this mess today, I'll show you the way to the old fortress wall. Perfect place to build your own fort. I dragged a bunch of wooden planks there. Too bad it's no fun to build all alone. My brother never helps me out, he always gets in the way.
You emerge from the muddy back alleys, united by a secret only the two of you know. It seems you've made a friend today. Alright, so right now we've got indifference, but that's okay. And we brought peace up in the family. This is a good thing. Ooh. Yeah, we're not gonna get to harmony, but ooh, brought the willpower up. Okay, ready for action. Okay. Now, ideally I want to get higher than that. Alright, so I've made a friend, a boy named Tomas. That's not in the relations, is it? Alright, so another year's passed. It means I met Tomas and then didn't speak to him for a year. Those screaming birds. Screaming in my freaking ear. It's blistering hot today and blistering loud because those freaking birds won't shut the heck up. Even for a sun-parched land of Magara. As soon as you are done with your studies, you dash outdoors and out of the stuffy room. You and Tomas roll up your shirt sleeves, but it barely helps. You would go gladly shirtless had you only been in the company of other boys. There are 3 girls in the yard today. They're doing laundry in a big wash tub, whispering and giggling. If you could, you would gladly keep watching one of them at work. She has big eyes of deep blue. Her dark hair is braided. Oh, we're getting our first romantic interest. Her plain gray dress is mended and patched all over. Her name is Sophia. She throws her head back a little when she laughs. Brennan does that. The rays of the sun are reflected in her eyes. You, Tomas, and the other boys keep telling silly stories, anything to make her laugh. Uh-oh, is this gonna come down between me and Tomas? Oh no, you need a voice. Oh no. Oh no. I can't even do it.
You love telling tales, tall tales, Barb. Oh, I remember this one time.
Then Sophia hears a voice calling her home. She nods to you and runs across the street smiling. Her light steps carry her forward, but her eyes are looking elsewhere. Then a stone in the road catches her foot. She stumbles and falls onto the dust. The street starts shaking from thundering hooves. Riders appear from the road around the corner. They bear a coat of arms, and you recognize right away a stable serpent blade upon field of vert. It symbolizes Melanidus dynasty, the family of your province's archduke. The horses dash forward. A lost wooden toy on the road cracks under the hooves. They will not slow down. They are the nobles, and the rest must make way for them. Yes! Oh, blessings, blessings. Sophia is in the way, just now starting to get back on her feet. Her mother is crying. We're desperately behind the fence door. You freeze in terror. The riders surely see the girl. Are they going to stop her, or are they going to trample her? In only a few moments, the girl will be toppled and crushed. Obviously, I'm going to shield Sophia. You throw yourself blindly into the road, swinging your arms wildly. Dazed by the sound of the thundering hooves, you can see nothing in the dust. For just a brief moment, the horses slow down, just long enough for Sophia to... I may have just killed Burp. just long enough for Sophia to get back on her feet and flee to the roadside. But then the rider digs their spurs in. Dozens of hooves knock you off your feet and roll across your body. Your bones crack, break, and crumble. Your ears are ripped apart by the thundering rhythm of the ride. Your innards are pulverized. The last thing you remember is the sound of your own skull caving in. My first death. You fall into a pain that embraces you like a soft featherbed. You feel light, free. There are no restraints. Just a warm glow that envelops you in its secure embrace. The waves carry you, their touch is soft. They delicately enshroud what was once your body. It's a feeling unlike anything you've ever experienced before. Something absolutely complete. You're touched by something greater, the reason behind everything. The reason why you existed. You were sculpted from this light. It was the first thing you ever felt. A boundless and sincere unity of the diverse. Your beginning was a spark that cast this light in all directions, and now you are here again, one with the beginning of everything. The light gleaming from you resembles the light of the shining pillar. You still see it, in the north as always. The waves of light carry two figures. The elder is nearest. He is ready to accept you. He is quiet, wise, kind, and pure. The younger waits further back. You do not know what he is yet. The waves pause at the elder's feet. He leans over to you and plants a feather-like kiss on your forehead. The kiss spreads all over you. You are filled with an unparalleled delight and bliss. Please tell me that this is not a Catholic religion. You exist. You are unique. There is no one else like you. They know this, and they love you. I hate that I made a Catholic joke now. Stop it. You will never be alone. Stop it. You will never... You are a part of them, a part of the family, a part of this universe. The twin gods will never leave you. They will watch over you constantly. Stop it. The elder softly touches... Stop it! As you lie spread out amongst the waves and further down towards... This is getting worse. You float on to the top of the silver tree's spreading crown. The closer you get to the silver tree, the heavier you become. The waves draw you down alongside its trunk, but you do not wish to part with the warmth and the softness, with the love. You turn around. The elder is still watching you. He nods. All is as it should be. Go. Your time has not come. You must return to the world now. Oh. As you tumble down toward your body, you comprehend the true meaning of your lesser death and the divine love that has been revealed to you. Love exists not only in the hereafter, it is present in the entire design of the twins that is the origin of all life in this world. What is the manifestation of this love in your mortal life? Empire. By creating the Empire, the twin gods cared for all living creatures. The Empire is the only thing that gives us a place in the world and a connection to others. It is an enormous family made up of people created by the gods. Lot. No, he does not give two craps about the Lot. Family. Love always lives in kindred blood. You share the miracle of life and the universe in your kin. More siblings. What you leave behind. Cause the love of the gods has for you so great that they allow you to change the world they have created, to influence it with your deeds. Whatever your mission is, it is the proof of the twins' God's love for you, yourself. What could be a stronger manifestation of love than your very existence? Your every emotion, every thought, every action exists by virtue of love from which the twin gods created you. And I have this fear that Burp is going to be drawn to this last one. You do not find the answer you seek. Because I don't think he does. If he did, it would be cause, but he doesn't believe in this. I mean, he fights it every sense that he gets. Every time that he gets, he desires to change the system that the gods put in place. I think that he remains silent. A sudden compression of love with which the entire world is imbued illuminates your mind. But then it fades away and vanishes. You regain sensation of your flesh. It is heavy and unwieldy. It lacks lightness. That light. It is a burden and smothering you. You gasp for air. Your chest expands painfully. You feel as though your lungs are about to burst. A stagnation of odor of the crypt fills them. Revolting, but so real. You are back. Then you feel again. You sense your body, head, arms, and legs. The light fades around you, obedient before a will that is stronger than you. You return to the world. Such is the law of the twins. You will return to the world until the time of your true death. And in this world, you will have a body with which to feel pain and suffering and pleasure. You smell a sickly, moist odor. You open your eyes and see the figures of mother and father in the gloom of the family crypt, speaking to each other quietly, and then they stop as soon as they hear you gasp. Mother runs to you and locks you in an embrace, and father wraps you in his cloak. Neither of them says a word as they lead you home out to the surface and back home. Just making sure. Yep, we're still good. You've met a terrible end, my son. You were trampled by those horses. Don't be so careless ever again. The lives you were granted by the twin gods are not to be wasted so recklessly. You would be punished for this, but the twins have already meted out their punishment. You tremble, your steps unsteady as you learn how to move again. Your body is eerily smooth, fresh, and renewed. Even the recent scars and scratches are gone. But there's something new on it. A fresh, black mark. A reminder of your lesser death beneath those hooves. Remember that by the twins' mercy, we are all given enough time in this world. Should you die before your time, you will be brought back by their grace. For 3 times, they will rescue you from a terrible fate. But the 4th death is the true and final for all. Every loss of a life we were granted at our birth is a heavy blow to us. But the gods told us not to mourn a lesser death, so we will humbly accept this and move on. See, your body is already reborn anew, with your wounds healed. Don't mourn the loss of your life, my son, but thank the twin gods for their justice. Do not speak of this, and do not ever play on the road again if you wish to keep on living. You cautiously go back outside the next day. Children from the neighborhood surround you. They all saw you get trampled, and now they want to ask you the same question. What is it like to die? It is so scary real how, realistic that question is. Tomas rescues you from their pestering. He pushes the motley crew aside, hugs you, and pats you on the back.
Look at you, buddy. Gave the entire life to keep a girl safe.
Then you see Sophia. She's standing nearby, shyly working up the courage to walk over to you. Soon she finally approaches you and begins speaking rapidly. Oh, what voice did I do for you before I killed myself for you? It was like,
Burp, why did you throw yourself in front of those horses? My life isn't worth any more of yours, so why did you think that?
I mean, she was speaking rapidly.
You were supposed to die here. All of those riders' fault. They deserve to die, not you.
Her voice rises to a shriek. She suddenly stops and runs back home. You stay where you are, watching her run, the golden rays of sun dancing in her braided hair. Alright, so we've gained a little bit with her. Ooh. So I've gained a little bit across the board, and I've died once at this point. My willpower is still exhausted. Okay, so we've got that unlocked. But I'm going to get to a point where I'm going to lose some willpower. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead And we're gonna read this part right here, and then after this, I'm gonna close it out for the night, and I'm gonna go to bed because I need to go to bed. Sophia disappeared after the terrible incident with the horses. Her friends gossiped that her parents sent her off to serve a rich noble dynasty. They haven't seen each other since that day, but you still remember Sophia's eyes, the sunlight shining in them. But no matter what, life goes on. You're 10 years old now, your studies continue, and you are learning more about the land you live in. Anazote is the ancient city in an imperial province by the name of Magra. All the soil in Magra was turned to ash eons ago, scorched by magic during the rebellion of the Duke Char Melandius. The magical arts are all but gone now, but the scorched earth has remained barren and infertile ever since. Since then, the entire province has lain barren, tormented cold, scorching winds, and unequal measure, with few precious plants taking root on their own. All the fertile land in Magra is brought elsewhere, and brought here by an endless caravan of carts and carriages. To pay for food and for soil, Magra became skilled in many trades, primarily mining and digging metal stones. Last fall, there was an explosion just outside the city, followed by clouds of smoke. First such incident frightened the citizens, but then the explosions of smoke became an everyday occurrence. Soon everyone grew used to it. Father explains that the miners are using a new invention called gunpowder, and makes it easier for them to reach precious stones and metals buried deep within the earth. Then one day, a thunderous explosion rocks the city. Black, billowing smoke covers the houses. People are stuck in their homes, all windows tightly shut. The air is impossible to breathe. Nathan coughs all the time. Gloria and you cough only when nobody is watching. If Mother hears it, she'll make you inhale those hot herbal vapors like Nathan. It takes 2 days for the black smoke to disperse. People pour out the streets to meet their friends. Tomas is eager to share everything he knows about this incident with you.
It took a lot of burned up people to the city temple. Mama told me she was helping the healers.
There are many rumors. Some claim it was the work of a beast stirred from its slumber, while others say it's surviving witches that continue to threaten the order in the Empire with their accursed powers. But as for you, you patiently wait for Father to come back home, and you'll ask him about it. Father spends day and night working at the prefecture, while Mother spends all her time in prayer. It takes a full week for Father to finally come home, and he's almost completely spent. You muster enough courage during dinner to ask him what happened outside the city. Father raises his head, his face a bleak, weary mask, and starts muttering the proclamation. It's almost as if he doesn't see you. It's a mine outside the city. They were trying to get a vein of ore. There was an explosion, the mine caved in, and black smoke started following. Many workers died there. It was all because Count Velasco, who owns the mines, wanted them to start mining the vein before they were ready. Some of the workers weren't even reborn. Perhaps the twins thought their final time had come. The prefecture had been inundated with complaints from families that had lost their breadwinners, asking the judges for help. Many people also lost their cattle to the black smoke. Count Velasco blames gunpowder for the disaster. The prefecture and the newspapers just repeat whatever he says. It's plain old greed and tyranny of noblemen who are to blame. Why is the welfare of our province always paid with commoners' lives? Then, without warning, he grows silent again. You keep thinking about it for days. Can a human life really end so easily? A single moment of bad luck, and you die, only to re-emerge from the temple or the family crypt with a new black mark on your arm? Or worse, you remain where you fell, dead, never to be reborn again, ever. All right, so I'm not thinking that I have any ability to change this stuff yet. This is just kind of like stuff that I keep up with. So order has gone down, but we're still at peace. And we're up in some wealth. Okay. Alright, and if I can figure out how to, I'm gonna quit to the main menu here. Yeah. So I'm gonna stop here and I'm gonna edit the videos I have because I have like 6. And I'll see you guys later. Bye.